All right, it is Thursday, so it's time for DIY on now.
Yeah? Sorry, we just having some fun.
Yeah, we have
so what
a
we
lot
making
of fun.
today, Carrie?
So today we're actually going to make a plate rack. All right, so the things you would
Like
need.
a rack for plates?
A rack for plates.
Word, let me
Yeah,
go.
that's right. So the things you would need a dowel. This is 4 feet long. What we're going to do is cut this dowel into 16 pieces, and each piece is 3 inches. All right. You're also going to need a 2x4 block. This one is 1 foot long. All right. And after that, you're going to need some wood glue. Of course, you're going to need a jigsaw or a handsaw. You could use a handsaw to do one of the parts I'm going to show you in a little bit. You're going to need a square or a ruler of some sort to make your measurements, a pencil, of course, to mark, measuring tape to measure your distance. You're also going to need a drill with a spade bit. This is a 1/2 inch spade bit, 1/2 inch because this is a 1/2 inch dowel. When I say about 1/2 inch, is the thickness of it. All right, so this is a 1/2 inch.
The circumference.
You say no,
diameter.
The diameter.
Boy,
right?
you see how maths is coming handy sometimes.
Well, look at that, you know. So those children at home who don't really like math, well, there's actually practical use in life. You know,
See,
and
this
of course,
part here, let me see if I could find, there's the part you're talking about that is a 1 inch, right? So let me see if you could,
1/2 inch.
half inch. You could see it, no, on the wrong camera.
Wrong
All
camera,
right.
wrong
Okay.
camera.
Oh, there we go.
All right, there we go.
There we go. That there's the diameter he was talking about.
All right, so you get a little bit of a math class with the DIY this morning. And so DIY teacher here, Rokas, is helping me out. So the first thing you want to do is measure. So again, as I said, this is 1 foot in length, and this is a 2x4 block, all right, that I cut out there. What you need to do is get your measuring tape, and you're going to measure, first you're going to measure 1/2 inch from the end, and you're going to mark that, all right? So I'm going to get to that part. And then after you make that 1/2 inch mark, you are going to measure 1.5 inch intervals from there. So, so you start off with 1/2 inch here, then you go all the way up to 2, then you go up to 3.5, and as it goes. I have done this beforehand, so I was just showing you how to get there. But after you make your markings.
Quick question, why you do the 1/2 inch first?
Sorry?
Why you do 1/2 inch first?
To make space away from the end.
Okay.
Because we're going to drill some holes in there.
Okay.
All right, so what you're going to do from there is wherever you made a mark, you're going to draw a line all the way through, and you're just going to mark your piece on every line. So for those of you who are listening on radio right now, what I just did is that I mark my intervals. Each interval is 1.5 inches apart, aside from the ends. The ends would have 1/2 inch away from the end, and you'd see later on. From there, what you need to do is mark the places in which you're going to make your holes for your dowel. So from there, you're going to use the same square or ruler, whichever one you have, and you're going to mark 3/4 inches away from each side, and you're going to put a dot there because that's going to, on each line, so that's going to indicate where you're going to drill your hole for your dowel. So you're going to do that and just repeat the process for every mark that you made. Again, it's 3/4 inch away.
3/4 inch for one. What about the other side? You make another mark on the next side
yes,
too?
that is right. So you're going to turn the piece around after that.
Oh,
and
and
you're
do the
gonna
same
a
thing
similar
again.
thing, right? And mark your 3/4 inch.
Okay.
Now,
So
as I mentioned,
all right, go ahead.
I did this all beforehand, so I have my spots marked.
Mark
over here.
out.
All right, so this is what it would look like. There we go. There we go. All right, this was it would look like, and you're gonna have your points because you want to make sure you're accurate for this, so that you can measure properly. My ghostly jigsaw here is moving on its own. Right. Now that you've done that measurement, what you need to do is measure your dowel pieces. And as I said before, you need to measure 3 inches in length. So you can take a ruler or anything like that, and you're just going to measure 3-inch intervals for each. And you're going to
starting from the end with the 3 inches?
From the end,
okay.
Yeah. Because you're going to cut these, and these are actually going to be driven into the holes.
There we go.
As well, right? So I marked, and you're going to need 16 in all for 1 foot length. Now you can do this bigger if you have a lot of plates. You could do a plate rack much
bigger. If you are real plate and real wood, you just go ahead.
Go ahead and
make thing.
All right. So the first thing you're going to do is observe safety. So I have my safety glasses on.
I walk with mine.
All right. Rocker is always safe. Always. And you can use a handsaw. In this case, I'm going to use a jigsaw. And you're just going to cut your dowel with this jigsaw at the places that you've marked. All right.
You need. One.
That's one.
Ha ha ha.
So that's a little bit of a throwback Thursday there for those who know what he's talking about. Watch your hand.
Yeah, you good.
Yep.
No! Ah.
All right, so I'm going to do this 16 times and also those on radio are just going to hear a little noise. That's my jigsaw cutting out the dowel length.
So you have to sand these down after, because I find it looking a little frayed.
Yeah, a little frayed. So, you could always do those fine parts of the process on your own time and just make it nice and neat. And just make sure that you're lined up with your markings. Unlike what I've been doing for the last
I was about to say, you telling people that and you not lining up enough.
I'm trying to get it done quickly.
Well, we could stop and just do these, no? Or you want to do all one time?
I wanna show a good example. Yeah, we could actually finish the product today because we do have some time for this segment, luckily. And again, make sure you exercise safety and ensure that you start your blade before you put it against the lumber.
So get the jigsaw going before you put it on the wood.
That's right.
Right. That way you sure you're getting a clean cut.
Nearly there.
I don't even know.
Nearly there. I have marked exactly 16.
Oh, you done mark it off already?
We're almost there, just about 4 more. Of course, if you're using a hand tool to do this,
It will take 10
guys,
times as long.
It'll take just, yep, exact figure, about 10 times as long. We're almost there, Raucus.
I know what you know is director upstairs was had a cuss just now.
The home stretch. We're on the home stretch here. Right, after this process, as Raucus rightfully mentioned, you would want to sand those edges down.
Yeah, if you're ready, if you take a look at it, right? I don't know if you could see it properly, but let me see. You can zoom in from it. Zoom in this side. You see how it's a little frayed on the ends? So we will have to do some sanding down around. If you look at most of them, they're kind of frayed on the ends. So we'd have to sand them down to make sure they get nice and smooth to be able to fit on the in the holes that you're gonna make just now, I assume.
Yep, that's right.
I don't make nothing. Next time you have to make something to put this in.
All right, so we have all 16 pieces now.
Right. Next step.
We need to drill 16 holes. That'll be a faster process. What you need to do
he says.
is, if you're using a spade bit, what you want to do is measure from this flat part here, not from the point. So if you see properly, there we go. The point is what leads the spade bit, but this is where the hole is actually made from. So you want to measure 1 inch from this point to 1 inch down. I have marked mine already. You could also put a piece of tape around there to make it more visible. I'm very accustomed to using this tool, so I don't need to do it. And we're going to drill 16 holes now, and they're going to go 1 inch down. So we start here over now. Now, I may not do all the holes right now because I want to show you the next part and, in the essence of time and all. But you want to just, where you put your markings, all right? Where you put your markings, you want to just put the point on that point, and from there...
So this one you don't have to start before you put it on?
No, you don't.
Okay.
All right, and where you start that point, there is where you want to start from. And you just want to make sure that all your holes are even. So that's one hole there, and we have 16 in all, guys, so be a little patient. You just want to make sure that you put it exactly where you put that marking. Making a little bit of a mess this morning.
A lot of a bit of a
mess.
But
I'm going to grab a broom and a scoop.
That's the part we don't show you on the DIY.
Keep a clean scene. In many ways, wash your hands and wear your mask and do your social distancing. But clean up after yourself as well. I was listening to a program on radio recently, and they were speaking about, teaching you, wow, that's hot.
It
teaching
would be
your
after you
children.
drilled 4 holes. Yeah, teaching your children what?
Teaching your children from a very young age to start cleaning up after themselves, because if you wait until they were 10 and 12 years old, you know, they would have been set in their habits. They'd have been set in their ways already.
I think that's enough, you know, you could show them, no?
No, I'll do 2 more. So I'll go halfway.
I trying to save you the cleanup, buddy. I just trying to save you the cleanup, you know? The more holes you make, the more mess you make.
The more mess I'll make, right? But that's okay. A little mess. All right. So you wanna turn away a piece here, knock that out. And at this point,
but this needs to sand down as well too.
Yeah, so all that could happen afterward, right? So after you do all these holes, you sand it down nicely, but we're skipping that step because it's a finer point, and I don't have my sander with me this morning. So next is glue. Glue
so you just pour in glue in the hole?
Yep, that's right.
Glue down in the hole, we like that.
Good morning to all our local dancehall fans.
Yeah. Glue down in the hole.
And you will also need to glue the edges. And you also want to ensure that you glue the dowels themselves.
Oh, you put in glue on this too?
Yeah.
All right.
So you're going to get your hands a little bit.
How long does it take for that glue to dry that you can leave it just down there chilling?
It doesn't take very long, but it should dry overnight. And
okay.
It holds very well. So this step is very important. You put glue around the end of the dowel. Again, don't go much higher than 2 inches.
Oh, we rubbing it in? And
you just coat the outside so that when this goes into it, it grips tightly. All right, so we go
it's
in.
It's important.
And we go there. So we're going to just repeat that process. I have some glue on my hands already.
Yes,
so
you do.
Do that. And we already put glue into the holes. We're just going to move it a little bit faster here now.
You need help? I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't even know how to help with this process because I ain't putting my hand on that glue. You mad?
Such a great help, Rokas.
I try, you know, but there are limits to what we're willing to do in these streets. You know what I mean?
All right, so you continue this process. Now, I've only done half the number of holes, all right? But you get the idea. And you're just going to continue this. You're going to let this
plates.
set
you didn't
overnight.
No,
I didn't work with plates.
Oh. But look, they're not even. They're supposed to be even?
What's that?
The dowel's supposed to be even, not so?
Yeah, once you set them, you can set them properly and put them in.
I feel like one side higher than the next.
Don't worry, we'll fix all that before. We just, in the essence of time, we're just showing the process.
I find you're rushing through the DIY, you know, Carrie.
I'm not rushing through DIY. There's just a certain program that they need to run by, Rokas.
I hear you.
All right, so what you want to do is, again, sand the edges. All that would help neaten your project as well.
And you know what? I think it could be actually kind of therapeutic if you take your time and you really sand through it and you make sure that you stick them in properly,
right?
Get nice and smooth all around the edges. And when you're done, you'll be really proud of yourself.
You'll be really proud of yourself. You could stain this afterward. And
stain it?
Yeah, with.
Oh, you mean like with varnish or something?
With varnish and stuff, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so then you continue this process. You just go through. If you don't mark your.
Pretend this is a plate, guys.
All right, and that's what you do. A plate is roughly that, and you put your plate in there. You could stack a few of those. And here we have that plate rack. And, hopefully...
The beginnings of a plate rack.
The beginnings. We still have halfway to go and some sanding to do and stuff like that.
And some painting. And
some... Yeah, that's right. But
that's good, though.
You could make a plate rack. It has some weight to it. So
I wonder if you could use it as a key rack too if you hold it like this, no?
Actually, that's a very good idea. I didn't even think of that, Rokas.
Creativity. That's why we have artists, because you see the world differently.
All right, so this is always going to go. I'm going to continue drilling these holes. If I could just... wipe this on something. Anyway, that's it for DIY on Thursday.
Thanks,
thank you very much.
Thanks.
Telling you.
Okay, so that's your DIY for today, ladies and gentlemen.